I'm finally live. I have finally started my YouTube channel and I am so excited. Like 2023 is the year for me, okay? But I've been sitting on this for a really long time. So I encourage anyone who's been sitting on a project or something that they really want to do, get going. Like we we don't got much time, okay? Um, so my big thing is I want to promote mental health awareness. And I feel like I don't have anything on my page that promotes that. So as a person who suffers from depression and anxiety and has a behavioral health background, I wanted to share a couple of do's and don'ts when you are in fact dealing with a friend or a loved one, family member who also has depression and anxiety. So, a couple of do's and don'ts, right? A first don't is don't bring up religion. I think for a lot of people, religion helps them cope, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything to the person who's going through something, right? So a lot of times you may bring up a feeling that you're having or like, I don't want to do this anymore. And people will be like, well, God don't like that. God don't like a lot of stuff that y'all doing on this planet, but y'all doing it anyway, right? So I don't think that bringing up religion helps at all. A second thing that people do that you should not, second don't, is don't make this about you. I think, yes, we're all going through something, but probably the time that someone's bringing it up isn't a time you should bring up your own issues. Like someone says, I don't want to be here anymore, or I'm really depressed and you say me too, that's that's not going to help. Like you depressed, they depressed, everybody depressed. It's not, nobody's helping anyone here. Like it's really just a dead end, right? So definitely don't do that. Don't use that time. Don't take they shine for that moment. A third don't would be don't tell them not to say that. So oftentimes I'll say something and being completely transparent, and people will be like, oh, no, 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 don't say that. Don't say that. Me not saying it doesn't necessarily stop the feeling. So all you've done is alienated this person and make them feel like they can't talk to you about these feelings that they're having or these thoughts. And so, with the recent suicide rate going up and like seeing celebrities and just all this stuff going on, it's like, wow, they have all these people around them. Why can't they just talk to them? Yes, you should see a therapist, but a therapist, you have to make an appointment. They're not on standby, ready to call, but your friends and family are. But if they're not receptive to you expressing yourself, it makes it really, really hard. So I think that's how a lot of people end up having all these people around them, but still feeling alone because they can't talk to them. So going into a couple of do's, listen. That's the first thing. It is so important to just listen. I don't think they're looking for professional advice from you. I don't think that they think you have all the answers. Just listen. That is such a big one. And it's so, I think people want to identify, right? They want to feel like, no, I understand where you're coming from. And then they just take over the whole thing. It's really bizarre to kind of witness as a person who's like, I'm aware of the techniques that the average person uses. And it's like to see everyone kind of fall in line. It's kind of weird. Um, I would say that if you're not in a good place to help that person out when they come to you, do refer them to somebody else. Like just get somebody else who can talk to them. Like if you have a friend and y'all have mutual friends, maybe see if that other friend is in a better headspace and can talk to them, kind of be there for them and be supportive. I think we love our friends and our family, but we don't always know like what to say or what to do. And I think getting some basic education on that would really be helpful as well. I would say a third do is tell that person you love them. Like tell them what it is that you would miss about them if they weren't here. I think we give everybody their flowers when they gone. I think there's a saying that says the flowers are for the living. So people are bringing flowers to a grave site. People are bringing flowers after the fact. Flowers are for the living. Give that person their flowers. I think when you're in a dark space or a mental state, you're not thinking about the good things, right? So sharing with them some things that you see in them that you really miss or that you really love, it'll be really helpful to help bring that to the forefront of their mind. Like when they're having those negative thoughts, they can pull that and be like, you know what? I do like that about myself too. Like I'm so happy that they feel that way about me. Like all those negative thoughts get trumped by facts, actual words coming out of somebody else's mouth, right? So those were the don'ts, those were the do's. And I would say something else I wanted to add is about grief. A lot of people know that I lost my sister this last year, and it has been so hard. Can I just say that I am so happy that I'm still here? Because I didn't think I was going to make it. I really didn't. I thought it was it for your girl. But, I made it through the holidays, I made it through the new year. Now, singles, we just got to make it through Valentine's Day. And then we're good. We're good. I really feel like we'll be fine. Um, People who are struggling with grief, though, it's like every time you say something about, hey, I lost a loved one, and people immediately say my condolences. I know it's like program. It's like when somebody sneezes, say bless you. Somebody died, say my condolences, and then the conversation goes downhill. I would like to add that it's helpful if you say my condolences and then ask them to share a memory or their favorite memory of that person. I think that goes a long way. One person did that to me and it like lit up my whole world. Like instead of feeling like, yeah, this is kind of sucky, I started to feel like, yeah, she was that girl. Like I started sharing so much about her and the conversation was so light. And I was like, wow, I wish all the conversations kind of went like this and didn't go so sad and dark. But anyway, that was my little tidbit on mental health. I hope to share a few more things that might be helpful. I think that so many people are going through something. We're going to have to figure this out as a community, right? We're going to have to help each other figure out how to address certain things or share what you think would be helpful to you. Like, what would you like to hear from somebody if you were going through something? But I hope to have more topics on mental health and dating because it's real out here. Now, I ain't going to be one of those, oh, I got a podcast and I'm bashing all the men. No, I really want to figure out like what's going on. Like, what's the problem? Is it me? It's not. It's not. It's not me. Anyway, I'm hoping to bring more topics, more things, and yeah, have a nice day. I'm so glad you're here.